The following program may contain strong language. All of the comments and opinions expressed do not reflect the views of anyone but those making said comments. If you decide to continue listening to this program, it is assumed that you are not easily offended and have a broad sense of humor. Now that all that's out of the way, enjoy! Okay, welcome to the show. Episode 3, off and running.
I swear this is going to be better than George Lucas's episode 3.
We're going to try anyway. I mean, it's hard to beat the king.
The king of miscommunication.
The king of bad prequels. I tell you, though, our episode 5, once we hit that Empire stride, it's going to be fucking excellent.
I can't wait.
It's going to be excellent.
Can we fast forward to then right now?
I wish we could, but we got to freeze ourselves in carbonite, and then who the hell's going to do the show?
Oh. Well, I can't do that then.
We can't do that. One of us has to take the bullet on this one. Or the lightsaber, if you will. Blaster?
You got it.
Anyway,
no, I'm not taking a blaster.
Episode 3, I'm Mike Wendt.
I'm Billy Finnegan. Today I'll be Frankenstache because my mustache is all out of whack today.
Frankenstache?
I pieced it together from other mustaches.
I actually want to take a brief second to apologize, which I normally, and I hate doing, especially in the beginning of radio shows. I hate when I hear people do it. Like, they come right on and go, sorry, and they make it sound like they're completely all fucked up and disheveled because it's trying to be real.
This is a first. It
is a first. I don't do apologies.
I've never heard an apology from Mike Wendt.
But I was uploading episode 2 last night, and I was listening back to some of it, and I realized, which is why I have my coffee here with me, I had extremely dry mouth last week, and there was a lot of that smacking sounds for me, and I was trying my best to pull them out, but it became such a tedious fucking task that
you mean like my eating sounds right now?
Well, at least
Chinese
you're
food?
eating. Mine was just a dry mouth smacking sound throughout the whole 87 minutes of it, which I
it was
can't believe
87
we went
minutes.
87.
What did we do the
there's
first
a little
time?
music at the beginning of the end, but not that fucking much.
What did we do in the first time? Like 82 or something?
Yeah, about that.
Why the hell are we talking to each other for 82 minutes? I can't even stand you for more than 20.
ADD is a wonderful thing, babe. But anyway, yes. So welcome back, episode 3.
Welcome back, all 5 or 6 of you.
Hey.
You got to start somewhere.
It's a slow build.
Absolutely.
It's a slow build, but once you get used to us, you're going to love us.
No,
we grow on you like a rash.
No, we're pretty much like herpes. We just never go away.
But we come back every once in a while. We'll be with you for life, babe.
Thank you, babe.
Ain't no cream gonna stop me now.
Oh, all right. Topic of conversation.
Yes.
Number 1.
Luckily, yes, I've ingested quite a bit of coffee, so I'm alert. I'm up. I'm Adam. I'm.
Well, I thought you were Mike.
I'm Mike.
Yeah.
But what is that? Up and Adam.
I have no. Well,
is it Adam or Atom?
No, at them. Up and at them. Yeah. So, but of course, with the way we all speak these days, up and at 'em. Up and at.
That's how I've always heard
apostrophe EM. Up and at them.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Up and at them, like up and at the day. At least that's what I think. Huh. I don't know. We'll Wikipedia that one.
That's one of those
days.
things. Like
I'm sure I can apologize for that next week if I'm wrong.
Old timey sayings that really has no explanation. Like the definition of was it San Diego?
San Diego.
Yes. Philosophers believe
whale's
it's whale's vagina.
That doesn't even make sense.
But it's brilliant.
What was before we started recording? What was the word that you used?
Bumflufferies.
What is that?
Bumflufferies. I don't know. I'm not English, but if there are any of our English friends listening, please email us or find us on Facebook and do it. It's actually the way I learned it was from the wonderful movie, which I am going to loan you to DVD,
yes, yeah.
Sexy Beast, which is it's not really a sexy flick.
It doesn't matter.
But it's an attention-grabbing title.
But you told me Ian McShane's in it, and that's all that matters. Ian
McShane, Ray Winstone, Ben Kingsley. It's an amazing independent flick.
Is this before or after? I'm guessing after Ben Kingsley's wonderful role as Mahatma Gandhi.
Well, definitely after Gandhi, yeah. But it was actually
why do you get an Englishman to
It was
play
really
an
one of the
Indian?
first times I got introduced to Ray Winstone, who now has been popularized through like The Departed and movies like that. But yeah, great flick. But yeah, there was Ben Kingsley, definitely one of the best characters as Don Logan in Sexy Beast, and he has these random spurts of just psychotic outbursts, and it's all in this English slang that you don't understand, but they're great words. And Bumflufferies, he was talking about doing the heist. Him and Ray Winstone were going to do it. They're going to try to do a heist, and he was talking about it's not being about the money, but it's about the charge. It's about the fuck offness of it all. It's about the Bumflufferies. I don't know what he means, but it sounds fucking awesome. It sounds fucking awesome.
I want to add that to my lexicon.
Bumflufferies.
Bumflufferies or
Bumflufferies. Flufferys.
It sounds like something you should get like on Easter in your Easter basket.
It sounds like a fetish of some sort. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right up there with all those
people dressing in bunny suits
the furries, bum furries,
popping the tail off. Bumflufferies.
And we've already been working blue for now 5 minutes.
But we're doing it in with English slang, so it's kind of sophisticated blue.
Right. Well, we're doing it. You can't see it at home, but we're doing it.
We get the pinkies raised. It's a sophisticated type of blue.
Okay.
It's a slight shade higher than the American blue.
Right. It's more like an aqua. Or no, I'm sorry, a royal blue.
A royal blue, if you will. Yes. But yes, this is lovely. Over-caffeinated, under-rested, definitely, as per usual.
Well, yeah, this is pretty much the under-rested show.
It's what we do. But I had what I refer to as probably the worst feeling I ever have is when I slept through my alarm this morning.
Oh, yeah.
And was like 20 minutes, half hour late for work.
Yeah.
And when you wake up and you realize that you've missed your alarm, that wave of panic that washes over you is the worst feeling.
Well, yeah, but when
you just with me, instinctively I pop out of bed and I start pacing. Like, you don't know what to do. What you should be doing is getting dressed and calling your boss and saying, "I'll be right in. I've slept through my alarm."
Yeah, because that would be the easy thing.
But I usually pace for a couple minutes first because I don't know where I am or what I'm doing because I'm still asleep, really.
Well, so you're sleepwalking,
basically,
but with your eyes open.
Yes.
I don't know about that. I've never had that reaction. My reaction's more of a Mia Wallace in Pulp Fiction, the adrenaline shot. Like, you just didn't. And you're up here. Oh, I gotta go, and you're just like stumbling through your whatever clothes you had on yesterday. Yep. They're pretty much just picked up off the floor. They're put back on, and whatever crusty socks you got on, and you're running out the door. Doesn't matter if you smell like shit.
Yep.
You're just running straight out the door. You got to get to work. And then for me, you got a nice 20-minute drive. I got like close to an hour drive in here. So
you being late is a lot worse than me being late.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah,
it's convenient, I guess, for me.
But sleeping through your alarm, it's like it's the same as like not setting your alarm or completely forgetting. You can't blame it on technology. You can try, but it's like
no, it was and I know exactly why I did it.
It's totally your fault.
It was absolutely my fault. And normally I would have gotten up like an hour earlier, and had some coffee and woken myself up,
relaxed into the day,
got into the day exactly. But we're out of milk at the house, so I'm like, you know what? I'll just get coffee when I get to work. So I snooze the alarm. Now, if I had just gotten milk last night, none of this would have been a problem.
Oh, yeah.
But again, I blame myself.
Well, at least you can, you're owning up to
my responsibilities.
Yeah. You're doing it. You're doing your thing. You could blame, you could blame technology. You could blame Obama, I guess.
I guess. Why not? Everyone
else is.
So, it's his fault.
it's Obama's fault that I slept in today.
Making this shitty alarm system on my Android phone. Absolutely. Let's blame Google.
Do not blame Google. They rule the world.
They'll take us off their search lists. Nobody will ever find us.
They're gonna find you.
Really?
And they're gonna erase you.
You want people to watch you, listen to your little podcast here? Do you?
I don't think so.
Do you want them? Well, guess what? Delete.
Yeah.
We're Google.
Consider your plug pulled. That's a whole bunch of Bumfluffery there.
The Bumflufferies, yes.
I love it.
But the worst, I think even worse than sleeping through the alarm, and it's kind of related. Back when I used to do the morning show, I would have to get up at 3:00, and so I could get up and shower and come into work.
Mm-hmm.
And the first few months, because my internal clock was readjusting, every Saturday I would instinctively get up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And if I didn't get up at 3, if you get up at 4 or something like that, panic because you don't know what day it is. And usually I'd settle myself down before I even got out of bed, oh, it's Saturday, and hit back on the pillow.
Mm-hmm.
One day I actually got up, did the whole panic pacing thing,
Mm-hmm.
got into the shower, took a shower, got dressed, was out the door. Didn't make it to the car, but was out the door when I went, fuck, it's Saturday.
It's just
and that just ruins the day.
But and I'm sure everyone's done that. I've done that.
Sure.
But that's the worst when I remember high school doing that. I remember doing it in college. I remember I've probably done it within the last 6 months, rushing to get outside and the minute the cold hits you and it just wakes you up and you go, oh shit.
It's
Saturday.
Yep.
And then you crawl back in.
You can't go back to, and it's it's one thing, like I said, because I usually caught myself before I even got out of bed, and it's easy just to, go back to sleep.
Yeah.
But at that point, I'm showered, I'm dressed, I'm outside, I got all my shit together.
You're ready to go for the day.
It's now I got to just have breakfast at 4 o'clock in the morning and watch infomercials until real TV starts. God damn it.
Hey, great, it's Comedy Cent. Oh, no.
It's not. You know what, though? If I was lucky, I'd be able to find one of the channels with the Magic Bullet infomercial and watch that group of bad actors sitting around the kitchenette.
That's such an awful...
Making all kinds of cool stuff with the giant magic bullet.
Well, the one that I hate the most is it's this commercial that comes on, and there's a series of them, but they come on, they're hawking a terrible product, and then all of a sudden it cuts half the commercial, and then it's like, don't you wish you could tell them how bad this commercial is? And it's
I haven't seen that one.
You haven't?
No.
And it's like they pay you for your opinions on what bad advertisement is.
So they're making an overly bad commercial
Yes.
to emphasize the point. Okay.
And it's just it just comes on, and again, overnights.
Sure.
Just the worst. Besides that, and the that college commercial with the chick singing, it's like, I wanna dun, 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 dun.
I don't know that one.
Oh my god.
I bury my head in Netflix in the overnights.
I know. Well, I watch TV.
Yeah.
And it's like, get connected with free credit. I don't know.
Oh, I think
it's
I do
not
know that.
free credit score.
Yeah,
it's not free credit score, but it's a college thing.
Yeah.
And it's so both between those two commercials is burning a hole slowly in like some James Bond villain, just burning into my skull. I just can you please give me money to tell you that your fucking advertisement is terrible?
That would be wonderful.
I doubt it's true, and the other ones that make me laugh is howblackpeoplemeet.com or something like that.
Any of those.
Where it's like, and I said it one day to someone, I think I posted it up on Facebook, and I said, there is no way black people, any black person out there uses that website. Because I'm sorry, but black people have a lot more cred than white people do. White guys need that stuff. Black guys don't need that. They're smooth, I've seen even the nerdiest black guy operate so smoothly on a woman, and he's taking the chick home by the end of the night.
They have what they call game, I believe.
They got plenty of game.
They got game.
They are just designed for game. I mean, come on. You're telling me that
I don't believe any of those things work. I really don't. I mean, no. I've seen, and I say that, and two of my best friends are now married through
like Match.com
eHarmony.
or eHarmony.
But those ones are like scientific experiments. Like they ask you, you're like almost like down to your blood type and stuff, and it's like, okay, now here are the 3 people we found, and you better make this work, or you're you know what I mean? And surprisingly, yeah, two of them have made it work at least. Well, so far. They've gotten married at least.
You could just mathematicians could just work on your
the
love
fun
life.
out of it all.
Yeah, you gotta have some ups and downs. You gotta get in the hunt, get out of the hunt.
We basically we've turned into a nation of George McFlys where we just can't handle the rejection.
I'm your density. I'm your destiny.
Oh, that's good stuff. I'm gonna write this down.
If only my son from the future could come back and work on my game.
Seriously.
So stupid.
I would love that. I would not use. I would abuse a time machine for horrible things. But one of the things I would do, would definitely be go back and just correct some of the things that correct some of my actions in life that have led me to this point.
Well, you're doing pretty well.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. I'm good.
Experience dollars.
Exactly. I am wealthy beyond my years, but there's a few things I would definitely change.
I think everyone's got that.
Few people I might change.
Few people.
Yeah, erase a couple from my life.
Wow. Present company not included,
not
right?
you, sir.
Oh, okay.
Not you, sir.
I thought we weren't going to even get to the 5th episode.
It's hard to find somebody you can actually have a conversation with without stabbing them in the face
for 82 minutes.
Exactly, multiple 82 minutes.
But what most people don't know is that after the 82 minutes, we pretty much can't talk to each other.
No,
we just leave.
No, we have to go incommunicado for about 3 days. Recharge the conversation
Recharge the batteries. Mike, don't talk to me. Just go.
Stay away from me. Send me an email Monday with the bullet points and
just fuck off.
Yeah, seriously. But this year has just flown.
Well,
by.
It's okay, and then we just have.
There wasn't really much of a summer here. Like there wasn't a really nice, hot, sunny summer. It was just kind of. It was more spring than fall, but
when it did get when you did get your hot days, it was so unbearable.
See, I like that.
Oh, I can't stand it. Well, and that's why you like going to Florida.
I'd rather take a sauna than a fucking ice box any day of the week. Any day of the week.
It's too dry. I'd take an ice box. I would take an ice box on that one.
I can't stand it. I get much more sick in like colder weather because I never prepare well enough. So it's like I'm wearing a sweatshirt in -5 or I'm wearing, a ski parka in, 60 degree. I'm terrible at that shit. And I hate carrying extra clothes around.
Yeah.
I hate having the back seat full of clothes like I live in my fucking car.
Oh, I can't say that.
I can't stand that shit. And it's just like, you can't trust the weather.
Well, no,
you
of course
can't
not,
trust
especially
the weather.
living in New England.
No, that old bit.
Yeah.
But I'll take blazing heat. I'd rather sweat my ass off than freeze it off any day of the week.
I just like wearing jackets.
See, and I don't.
So
I can't stand them.
Well,
I can't stand jackets. They always feel heavy on me, and
well,
we're going into winter now. If we have a winter like last year, I'm cool with that. It got cold last year.
Oh,
but there was no snow. We had one back in Halloween.
Yeah, and there was I think the overnights got really cold, which it's expected. You don't have any sun.
Sure.
You don't have. But yeah, I think I can remember 50-degree days. I think Christmas was 50 degrees last year, which was great. Loved going outside during Christmas. Have a cup of coffee.
Yep.
You just unwrap gifts. You're just hanging out. Then you got to go maybe to a family party or something. Mm-hmm. You don't have to like bundle up. You don't have to do. It was nice. It was relaxing. It was a change of pace.
I enjoyed last winter very much.
And I think one of the big things about wintertime and especially Christmas that's completely overrated is the white Christmas.
Yeah,
it's when you live in New England, and I'm sure there's a lot of New Englanders out there that can agree. Who the hell really wants snow?
No,
it is the biggest nuisance, and plus the fact that traffic.
It sucks.
You figure all these people that live in New England would know how to drive in rain or snow, but no. Apparently,
Absolutely
it's like
not.
The minute it happens, it's like amnesia on a soap opera. It's like
if it's not 72
forget.
and clear and sunny, they don't know how to drive.
Well,
they lose their minds.
But then when you have all the crappy days of bad weather, and next thing you know, there's a really a big chance of 72, like randomly in February. Everyone's outside causing another traffic jam. So it's like you never win.
You can't win. See, that's why you got to follow my lead and just stay home. Stay fucking home. If I want sun, I have a back deck. I'll go sit out on that. Okay, I'll bring my laptop out. I'll go enjoy a back deck with a nice drink and some movies, and I'm fine. I got my sun beaming right down on me.
And believe me, I know you're fine because usually
you'll see
you're
Facebook and Twitter just
picture.
explode. and the drunker I get, the more posts I'm gonna do, and some I'll have to delete the next morning. But
Yeah.
nevertheless,
You'll never apologize for them, though.
No, I'll delete them. I'll erase the evidence.
You won't
Just hope
do-
for no retweets.
You won't do the someone hacked into my Twitter.
No, absolutely not. I am nowhere near that important. I don't believe I'm anywhere near important enough for anybody to try to hack into my account. No. I had a little scare when my phone
I'd actually
was...
take it as a compliment if that happened. Wow, you think I'm that
sure,
cool?
Great, but the pain in the ass of it all would just ruin it because we don't have people.
No.
See, if a rich and famous person has their Twitter account hacked, they got people that handle that for them.
Deal with it.
We'd have to do it ourselves. Like we'd have to send that nasty email and hope that it scares them enough.
And I got
Please give it back to me, please.
I got plenty of non-sleep hours that I don't need to really waste on that.
Yeah. But I had a scare a few months back. My phone was stolen.
Oh.
And that really made me rethink my whole password scheme on the internet because I had the same password for everything.
And that's I think a lot of people have
everything. And of course, with the phones, almost everything you have has the password saved right in it because who uses your phone? You.
Yep.
So, Facebook, Twitter, bank accounts, fucking emails, everything you could think of that has an available app for a phone, I had a password stored in there. And when the phone got stolen, there was that 48 hours of hell.
Yeah.
Where, and of course, I didn't have you didn't have the screen lock on the phone. Now I have, my phone is
Fort Knox.
Password protected like Fort Knox. And plus I got all these different apps that will basically, if my phone's stolen, I can go online and it will GPS it, and
Which
if I
is
want,
awesome.
it will erase the entire phone's. It will basically return it to factory.
That's cool. That's
and I didn't have any of that on my old one.
Yeah, but that's like some James Bond shit.
It's needed. So, and I didn't even know that the insurance I have on the phone.
Yeah.
I've had this capability all along.
Really?
I just didn't know about it.
See, the one thing about that, like, I understand the Facebooks, the Twitter, whatever. The one thing I still don't trust, and I will never do, I've done it from my phone, but I've never had an app, is banking. I would never have an app for banking. I just don't trust it because I think
I've gotten to the point, and
the stolen phone thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I've done it logging in on the internet,
Sure,
on my phone, but then completely erase it. I always have to punch all the information in. And that's the scariest thing.
Well, the bank app didn't have the password stored in it because it won't allow it to. It has that security.
Yeah.
Problem being, like I said, all my passwords were the same. So
Right.
it won't take too long for them to be able to figure it out.
Gee, I wonder what this guy's password is.
Right. Well, let's just check
Bosco.
this one. Great, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's the same exact combination I got on my luggage.
Well, you got to change it. But yeah, I spent the 2 days having to change every single, and I mean everything, like my Netflix password, because I got Netflix on my phone, and you just don't want people canceling your shit as a goof. Because
I just don't want people fucking up my queue.
Well, that too. But,
I did not have the Gilmore Girls in my queue. What the hell is this shit?
But yeah, it was horrible. And luckily enough, because I have the insurance, I was able to get a phone within 24 hours, and all was right with the world. But it just scares you because once we always have that false sense of security, where you think nothing's going to happen to you.
Oh yeah,
and then once it does, it's like, fuck, my whole world is on this phone. And I had different stuff, like I had like information on my car on there and all kinds of just shit.
That's literally like,
like my car insurance was on there.
But you have stuff like your social security card. If they get your number or something, it's like identity theft. There you go. But that now your phone is your identity, and that's even scarier. It's something that people
they
want.
can redeem my Best Buy reward certificates.
Well,
I mean,
that's
Jesus,
you got to
man.
watch out there. I mean, they could really do some damage.
But yeah, so now my phone is locked down. Everything requires a password, and I've got.
You got to get like an eye scan.
I got 50. They got something like
Do
that
they
on
really?
this. They got a.
Shit.
It's not an eye scan, but it's a facial recognition screen that I'm not using because they said it's not perfected yet, and basically anybody who slightly looks like you can open your phone. But they're getting to that point where the front camera, if you hit the lock button, it pops up and you have to scan your face.
That is awesome.
So they're getting to that point of, where they're going to have, the eye scanning shit. And
that's so cool. Like, when it comes to stuff like that, the phone technology, I'm still an idiot on it. As long as I got a phone and, as long as I got a phone, I can text and talk to people. But,
right.
Now I really do going with the smartphones.
Sure.
Now that as long as I can connect to the internet, mobily, that's all I really want. And, I don't really care about anything else. But that, face recognition, all that stuff, that's really cool. That's
this
the
is
future.
All this like security shit. I mean, it's like if
it's worth it.
It is, and if my phone hadn't been stolen, I still wouldn't know about it.
Right.
I mean that app that the insurance company has is excellent. Being able to locate where your phone is, and then, like I said, if if you can't get to it, you can at least wipe it so that everything that was on the phone is gone. You don't want people in your shit. Like I said, I'm as close to a shut-in as possible now. I mean, I got work.
I think you've already established that.
Yeah, and I go home and I do my thing. I don't want people in my shit. I don't want, unexpected visitors. I get pissed when the UPS guy rings my bell.
No, you don't. No one gets pissed at that.
I do, because it's never for me.
You are not a human being.
Do I really want to walk 12 fucking steps just to go pick up another box of makeup?
Well,
because I'm the one home in the afternoon.
Okay. If it's not you, but, I like it just because it's like...
Oh, but if I'm expecting a box of movies, I'm down to a Bell's on. Blu-rays!
Yeah! Commentary.
Yes, we both just did jazz fingers, too.
Well, we went from sophisticated pinky up to jazz fingers.
We are degressing this show at this point.
As long as we're not doing any Nazi salutes, I think we'll be okay.
Yet.
No. None of that, Michael.
But yeah, so we're moving along in the year. Do you have any plans this week for Thanksgiving?
Besides work?
Well, you got my shift.
Dick. While you're enjoying Mickey's version of the Death Star.
I'm going to the happiest place on earth. Taking the family truckster on down to Disney World.
No, I will be working and also doing the Thanksgiving thing.
You got the traditional family business?
Yeah, go to the aunt's house.
Yep.
So I'll go there because how's it going? I think I'm working that night leading up to Thanksgiving, so I'll have a 5 or 6 hour nap. Get to Thanksgiving dinner by hopefully 4 o'clock.
I've gotten to the point. I mean, this is the life we've chosen.
Oh yeah, I'm not really worried about it.
No, and this is a weird one for me because not only am I not working on Thanksgiving, which is the first real holiday.
Yeah.
Christmas, Thanksgiving, those ones. It's the first one I haven't worked in. I mean, probably 5 years, give or take, a holiday or two.
Mm-hmm.
But on top of it, in my entire life, this is the first time I'm not going to my family's Thanksgiving because we're going down to the girlfriend's father's house.
I did the girlfriend thing, the girlfriend tour last year, which was cool. It's different. It's fun to see how how the other half lives. Her families, both of them are straight Portuguese.
Okay.
So it's you get the Portuguese flavor to the Thanksgiving, which is cool, and I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna be able to do it this year, but I like Thanksgiving's my favorite. And,
I'm right there with you.
And Christmas is great, but by the time you reach, or at least for me, by the time I was reaching 18, 19, Christmas, it wasn't about the presents anymore. It was about like having fun and just hanging out.
It's not the giggle it used to be.
Yeah. And but it's still an enjoyable time because I love my family, and so between that you got Thanksgiving, and then Thanksgiving. The best thing about Thanksgiving for my family is you have Thursday night, your usual throwdown,
Sure,
and then it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Everyone goes back to my aunt's house, and it's pretty much just like it's only a few of us. We all go over there. Everyone sits down and we just keep eating and just laughing. And Friday we usually turn it into, it's been a tradition now, bowling. We all go bowling.
Oh, that's cool.
On Friday. So it'll be like Thanksgiving night, everyone gets dressed up, you do your thing. Saturday after your initial food coma,
right,
you go bowling, and then work on another food coma.
Right.
And then Saturday until everything's gone,
Just keep making those sandwiches.
Absolutely. That's the best. That is what I wait for. I still will get Thanksgiving sandwiches at like a D'Angelo or like a, whatever sandwich shop is out there. I'll pick those things up because I can't wait till Thanksgiving sometimes. But when Thanksgiving comes, it's like, give me that turkey, little stuffing, cranberry sauce, mayonnaise, just.
The inner fat kid in all of us just goes absolutely batshit.
And now that's a gasm that you can have right there.
It really is, and I'm right there with you with the favorite holiday bit. It's like, I think if you talk to a lot of adults, you would get that.
Yeah.
As far as the major holidays, because as a kid, it's always about Halloween and Christmas. But as you get older, like we said, it's not the giggle it used to be.
No.
Halloween becomes, well, now I got to stay home and give kids candy.
Or it's you. I mean, you go to a party and you look at slutty girls dressed up that you can't touch,
right?
Because all the good-looking ones have boyfriends.
It becomes a lot more work.
It's so much work.
Halloween was so much easier when you could just run around and shaving cream people.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, I got to think of a costume. I don't want to fucking think of a costume. It was,
like I said, it was so much easier when you were a kid, just because you were into more of that costumey shit,
and you wanted to do it, and you wanted to show off and be cool. Now it's like, again, you don't really want to do that.
Now you see the guy with the elaborate costume at the party, and you're like, dude, how much did you spend on that? You're fucking retarded.
You've got so much time on your hands, don't
Seriously.
you, man? It's like, do you do anything else?
You're a walking, working dresser. How does that work? How do you... Whatever. And your girlfriend's hidden somewhere in there, too.
Let's be honest, he doesn't have a girlfriend.
The matching costumes, I love. I always love those.
Well, I did that this year again. Love my girl.
I saw some
love
pictures.
My girlfriend,
your girlfriend on Facebook.
Well,
because I couldn't tell which was from. Were they all current? Because you had a few different costumes in there.
She did at least. She does. She takes her Halloween very seriously because she likes to be very creative. She is very creative.
Wonderful.
So this year we did, and I was totally doing it for the I want to be nice to my girlfriend. I'm going to do this, but I'm so tired and I can't do anything right now. I'm such a grump sometimes. I'm such an asshole. But
again, this is the life we've chosen.
we did, and she's great and love her.
Sure.
We did, I got to keep saying that just in case she's listening.
The more he says, I love my girlfriend, the worse the story's going to be.
It's not even that bad. We did.
And then she pulled out the cock piece.
No. Wow. That was the next costume.
That was a private party, the Facebook party.
No, it wasn't a private party. We went as Action League Now, Stinky Diver and Thunder Girl. Action League Now was Kablam.
No, I saw the pictures, but are those made up people or?
They're
actually. I also saw there was an action figure. Was that just conveniently, or was that a real thing?
That was it. That was Action League Now was Kablam Nickelodeon. It was a show on Nickelodeon. They had a bunch of shorts put together. Not wearing short clips.
I understand what you mean. Short films.
And what it was Action League Now was a bunch of action figures together. There was the Flesh, who was completely naked, and I can't pull that one off. There was Thunder Girl, who was like a Barbie doll type looking thing.
Wonder Woman knockoff.
Sorta.
Yeah.
Stinky Diver, which that's what I was.
This is children's programming?
Yeah, this Nickelodeon.
Naked Man and Stinky Diver?
But they were action figures.
I understand.
Well, come on. It was funny.
Okay. I'll take your word on it.
It was Nickelodeon was the same ones that gave us Pete and Pete, Salute Your Shorts, and Ren and Stimpy, and Rocko's Modern Life. I mean, they were towing the line.
Do we have to forget Clarissa Explains It All?
Yeah, but that wasn't really towing the line. Come on. Hey, Sam. Like, come on. That stuff's shit. Sorry to all you Clarissa fans
Stinky
out
Diver.
there. So we went and you know, it was a good time, but it's like, you know, we drove to Quincy to go to a party and I'm tired and, you know, I was a dick. So
Driving in costumes, always fun.
yeah, and you know, but she creates this whole elaborate costume out of duct tape and all these things for her.
Mm-hmm.
She got the blonde wig on. And then she made my costume, which was basically sweatpants and a sweatshirt. So I was very comfortable.
At least she was nice about that.
She was very nice. And then, you know, red gloves and she made flippers for me out of like
She made flippers.
Oh my god, she's insane.
She
She's
knows
so
that they
creative.
do sell flippers.
But she just likes making stuff.
Okay, awesome.
So we did that, and yeah, I regret not being more happy about things.
Hey, shit happens, man. At least you
But
dressed
shit
up.
happens, yeah. Hey, I was there.
Exactly. Participation gets a ribbon.
A little bit, yeah. Well, especially these days. So that following Saturday or something, she went back out with friends,
Mm-hmm.
and she wanted to do He-Man. So she dressed up as He-Man. So she made the breastplate or whatever He-Man wears there, and then she's rocking like underoos, like you know, the tighty whities, red tighty whities.
Sure.
The blonde wig. She went out, got a sword and everything. Her friend, another girl, went as She-Ra. Although it would have been kind of funny if it was a guy that went as She-Ra. I can't pull She-Ra off, but still.
Basically, you veto any costume that requires any amount of shaving.
Absolutely.
You are not. This is not being fucked with.
This is not happening.
The mustache is not being fucked with. This is a lifestyle, not a hobby.
It
Fuck
is.
off.
It is. It is. It's my religion. But you know, I love that she takes it a step further, and just to freak people out, she stuffed her. I don't know what she got to stuff it with.
Oh, she threw the ace bandage down the cock. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but whatever it was like, it was so blatant and so out there, and it's just like, Danny, I love you. I love that you just did that. That's so funny. And because she had done it as she did Rocky Horror Picture Show. She did Frankenfurter.
Yep.
Frankenfurter. Is it Dr. Frank?
Yes, Dr. Frankenfurter.
Stuff then, which was funny as hell. We went out to a bar one night, and she said, I kind of want to dress up as something. I said,
Random?
well, yeah, random.
Okay.
And what are you going to dress? Oh, because she had to model. What are you going to dress up as? I'm going to dress up as you.
Saw
there's
that
a picture.
Saw
and
that picture.
And now, the best thing about it was that she had all my little idiosyncrasies down. Like how I hold my drink, how I walk through a crowd, how I stand there and pose sometimes. You know, when you're just kind of standing around, you're kind of...
Now, did you ever take any pictures together with her
As
dressed
that,
that
yeah.
way? Because
Yeah, we
I've
did
only seen ones of just her.
We did a picture, and I don't know where it is. This guy gave it to us, but it was a kind of a funny picture where it was her and I sitting at a chessboard playing
That's
chess
funny.
against each other. I have no idea where this fucking picture is. It was so cool, though.
That's funny.
Of course, all my guy friends, the first thing they said to me was, so, you know, she dressed up as
Did
you.
you leave the makeup on when you...
Yeah. I couldn't. It was like, you know, I thought to myself, like, I love myself. Yeah, this would be kind of funny.
It's
like, nope,
That's
nope.
kind of an awesome form of masturbation, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah. Because like, it's, you know, it's okay, it's all right. But no, I just couldn't do it because I couldn't stop laughing about it. It was like this is
It's
absurd.
like fucking a mirror, only not.
I mean, I got those flashes of Buffalo Bill. Just, I'd fuck me. Fuck me.
Yeah, of course you. And I saw pictures of you with the blonde wig on. That is exactly
yeah.
what I thought of. Laying in bed, looking as tired as all hell.
I was really thinking about doing the old tuck for that one, but we decided against it.
She's a big fat body.
Oh my god.
Would you fuck me?
I'd
fuck me hard.
Oh god, that is just awkward. And every time I watch the show Monk and I see him on there, and I just go, I can't believe you're the same guy.
Yeah.
It's just creepy because he's got such a recognizable voice, and you go, I know that voice. Where's that voice? And then all of a sudden you go, oh
then you
my
get all
god,
that clammy hand feeling.
yeah, and you're just like shaking. You go, I can't laugh at you.
He's got somebody in a hole. Would you help me with this couch?
Oh, it's just so good. But yeah, so that's Halloween. But as we were on the subject of
Thanksgiving
of holidays, and we go back to Thanksgiving. I will tell you the one thing that I hate about Thanksgiving.
Go on.
Black Friday.
Yep.
I cannot stand Black Friday, and the reason why is now. Okay, here we go. I'm going to vent a little bit.
Go right ahead.
Now, you have this sudden movement these days within the last 3 years of family first. They want you to sit down with your family. I don't know if you ever see it on commercials and stuff, but they're really trying to say that you should be putting family first. You should be sitting down at the table with your family.
Stating obvious?
They're doing, yes, the common sense thing that every family should do no matter what. Because
now if we don't see it on television or see it on Twitter, we don't understand it, apparently.
If it ain't on the internet, it ain't real. Yeah.
Wait,
so,
I should care about my family? Oh, well, thank you, TV.
Now you have that, and it's good. It's good to know that, yes, you should be sitting with your family. You should be doing these things. However, when it's the quintessential time to be with your family, like Thanksgiving,
right,
and everywhere else on media, on internet, everything else is just covering Black Friday, and it's Target, we're gonna be open at 9 p.m. It's like, fuck you, Target. This is when you're supposed to be with your family. You're supposed to be enjoying, and you're going to drag people away from that for consumerism, because I can buy a TV for the price of 12 tube socks or whatever the hell it's going to be. We have things so ass backwards.
And that's just, it's not Black Friday anymore, because now they're open on Thanksgiving.
Which is what makes it more absurd.
Even you could even argue the point. I mean, I remember when I was working retail, the earliest we'd open, I think, was like 5 on Black Friday.
Yeah.
But you can argue to the point that, yes, technically midnight is Black Friday. But now it's like, yeah, they're open in the evening on Thanksgiving.
Right. I mean, it's bleeding in as much as Christmas has bled into everything else. Right. And it's just taking on a mind of its own. It's like the only thing that comes to mind right now is, and I know they parodied it, but South Park, Cartman becomes the Trapper Keeper, and they merge.
Right.
And it's just growing and growing, and it's this growth that is just growing, and it's just, it makes us. I understand Black Friday is good for the consumerism part of it, to keep the economy going. Sure. But when you're sacrificing family time and people bringing babies to fucking at 2 a.m. down at the Rentham outlets.
I was coming in here to do an overnight. It was a few years ago, but I'm sure it happens every year. But I just happened to be driving past the Best Buy over in Watertown. Oh yeah, and the line of people, and that was when they were opening at midnight, and I was coming in for midnight, and yeah, there was a woman with had to be a toddler-age kid and a baby carriage.
I think I saw you that night too, or I remember seeing you, or you told me about it.
And a baby carriage. I'm like, you have a child that's walking and a baby carriage, not like a toddler stroller, but an actual baby carriage that you lay the baby in. It's like, you are possibly the worst mother of the hour.
It's frightening, and
it's freezing fucking cold out, by the way.
And I'm not blaming that on, and it's not like it's like 16 and pregnant type mothers. This is like,
this is grown people.
This is like early to mid 30s. This is
grown people who just want a fucking plasma. It's like, really, and whatever. If you as a grown adult want to stand outside in the frigid cold at midnight to get your TV, God bless you.
But
leave the kid at home.
Leave the kid at home.
Leave the kid at home. I don't care if you don't, really, is a TV that much worth it?
Absolutely not.
If you don't have somebody to watch your kid so you can run to the store and get a television, you don't need the fucking television.
Plus the fact, the way that the internet is, you tell me you can't just sit there and order it online and sit there, maybe sit with your kids. Maybe, how about instead of going out on Black Friday, how about you talk to your kids?
God forbid.
How about you talk to your kids and you talk to them about their day? Maybe that was one of the best things that my dad ever did with my sister and I. Sat us down and talked to us. Didn't matter if it was a school day tomorrow. Sure. Sat up with us till 11 o'clock at night. Whatever we wanted to talk about, go ahead, just talk.
Right.
That's what. And you got all these school shootings. You got all these other things. It's like, why don't you just talk to your kid? Maybe the kids, there's something up. But no, the plasma TV, we need that plasma TV. Instead, no, Johnny, you know what? I know you want to sit down on Dad's knee and, you know, maybe we'll watch the football game, you know, have a little pumpkin pie or something. Sure. No. Dad's got to go out. He's got to get a plasma TV.
Got to get a Blu-ray.
Yeah, because, you know, that can't wait.
Nope. Got to get a Blu-ray. New season of Boardwalk Empire is coming out on Blu-ray. Got to have it. Well,
don't you dare blame Boardwalk Empire for any of this. But it's just... It's
go back to blaming Obama, I guess.
It's just pathetic. It's really pathetic the way people are. And when I see those guys just lined up on...
And some of them don't even give a shit about the shopping. They just want to be first in line because, of course, the news crews come. And that's kind of become... Yeah. You see the same people on the morning news every fucking time. It doesn't matter if, you know, the iPhone's going on sale, Black Friday... not even concert. Nobody goes and buys concert tickets anymore. No. But whatever is... If you can camp out for something, there's always those people who have to be first in line. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter if they actually want the product or want to do it. They just want to be the guy who gets the news camera pushed in his face.
But it's the same thing. I mean, I know someone's trying to... I saw a couple posts up there, occupy Black Friday by buying locally, you know.
Do you have to make it a cause?
You always got to make it a cause.
Just
Everything's got to be a
it.
Cause. It's like PCU. It's like the movie PCU.
Exactly.
Everyone's got a group. Everyone's got a cause. Everyone's got something to say.
Exactly.
It's like just calm down. How about we all just eat some freaking turkey and fall asleep?
And that's kind of the problem is sometimes and stuff like that, which is a good statement. I mean, there's nothing wrong with buying locally and supporting small businesses.
Absolutely.
Nothing at all.
It's going to help. It's going to help your local community.
It into this circus.
Yeah.
Is when it becomes like I don't want to have any part of you.
Oh yeah.
It's like I have no problem supporting a local business, supporting a small business. It's when, you know, like I said, every jackass is hashtagging that store name. It's like, no, I don't want it. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Fuck you. It's basically the easiest thing to do.
How very hipster of you, Mike.
You know what? I'm just going to sit at home.
I used to shop at that store before it was cool.
I guess, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But even, I went out actually, I didn't go out for Black Friday. I had to go out. Last year, we were hosting a Bruins game. We were at the place. You know, a bunch of people get together because the Bruins always have an afternoon game on Black Friday. Which is
awesome, and I wish that was
excellent. We used to go to, we were going for years. And then we finally, we moved into our own place and decided instead of going to the game, let's just have everybody over, make up a shitload of food, get some booze, and everybody just have a nice, day. We made a day out of it.
Plus the fact, everyone else is probably just bringing leftovers anyway. So it's like, hey,
bingo.
You get a cornucopia of Thanksgiving from everyone's different families. That's a great idea.
But I needed ice. So the one thing I needed was ice. So I had to go out.
Isn't that always the problem?
I
with
had
parties?
to make the trek out into the wild.
Yeah.
And I went down the street to Target, and it was the closest place that had ice.
Really? I didn't even know Target has ice.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah, because
they got a little grocery section.
Yeah, because they're superstores now.
And it's as close. Being out in one of those big stores is as close to the zombie apocalypse as you can get.
Yeah,
there's just dead eyes.
Everyone's dead-eyed and just
way overtired
and just shuffling forward.
And they're bumping into you. They don't care who's around them.
Oh.
But surprisingly, but it was great. I grabbed my ice.
It's like walking in Times Square, and at any time of the year.
Any time.
Just like
everybody's bumping. Nobody paying attention to anybody else. Half of them have their faces in the phones.
Yep.
And but I grabbed my ice. And was luckily enough, I got right up to the register, and they had a nice little display of Blu-rays. Got a couple of Blu-rays for $2. Pulp Fiction, American Psycho, and The Town for $2 a piece.
You are, what? You're the enemy now.
I've
never gone out on Black Friday. Actually, no. I've never gone out. I probably will this week because I guess they're doing a record store day.
The
Black Friday. Record store day.
No, what's a record store? See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
Well, what is a record store day? Is it like support your local?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But they usually do it in I think March. No, I think it's April. They usually do it, but now they're doing another one for Black Friday special. So I said, I gotta go and do that. Although,
so now what we just talked about.
But the terrible thing and the thing that might just stop me from doing it is the realization that the record store that I would go to is now located in the mall of my town. I'm not going there. I'll walk there, I guess. But I'm not driving there. No way.
I can picture it now.
I don't want to picture it.
Are you working the overnight?
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to get home, probably take a nap.
Yeah.
And then get up and have that nice warm cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And be like, nope.
Yep. That's exactly what's going to happen.
This couch works for me.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. But because I know a couple people that work at the record store, I'm going to say, hey, can you put those aside for me? And I'll come back in and pick them up later.
Absolutely. Give them a shout out on Facebook.
Please,
that's good enough for it.
Please. I'll talk about you on whatever medium I can.
I'll push the record store for you. I just don't want to come in.
I don't
want to leave the house. I'm safe.
Every single person. And you know what? The other thing about it, and I don't know if other people's maybe family members or maybe other people that are possibly listening to this right now do this. But have you ever seen like the uniforms that people put on when they're going to go out shopping? They got their certain shopping uniforms. Some people dress up really nice, and because you're making a whole day out of it. Some people kind of just show up in whatever they woke up in, shuffling around in the pajama shuffle, with the fuzzy slippers and maybe your best Scooby-Doo's on or something. Your best. I swear, I couldn't believe I was seeing this, but my mother, she goes shopping, and so what she does is, and this is just normal shopping. So she goes grocery shopping, and she would go to like a BJ's or like a Market Basket.
Sure.
So I caught her one day. She comes home. She was just out shopping, and she's, dressed relaxed. It wasn't like sweatpants or anything, or she was, jeans. Casual Friday. Yeah. So I was like, hey, where were you? Oh yeah, I was at BJ's or whatever. Oh. Where are you going now? Well, I'm going back out. Well, why are you going upstairs? Well, I got to change. Why do you have to change? Well, because I'm going to Price Right. So I'm going to dress down to go into Price Right. Have you ever heard that?
No.
Dressing down to go into like other stores so you don't look as...
What?
I don't know. Like there's not like that...
Does Price Right work on commission? I didn't know about this. So
I don't know, but I guess other people
they're trying to sucker the rich people.
I guess other people do this and it's just like
you know what this sounds like to me? It sounds like a woman thing.
It must be.
It really does.
Well, I mean, I would never do that. I'm
and even when you started out by saying that people make a day of shopping.
It's definitely a woman's thing.
I'm going out shopping. I know what I want to get.
Well,
I'm going to get it. I'm going to get the hell out of there.
Well, absolutely. But there's, and again, it's a woman's thing that I've heard of, squirreling things away. You take something you really like, maybe, and it's on
hiding
sale,
it in the store,
and you hide it in the store.
Love that.
That's absurd.
Love that.
So dressing down to go to
what's fun is actually being out shopping
place,
and finding one of those things. It's like a scavenger hunt.
And then you take it and you put it somewhere else.
Absolutely.
Oh, I do it every time. I love it.
It's a fun little treat. Somebody was hiding.
But again, it's like the shopping etiquettes that are out there. Like
so silly.
Black Friday, everyone's going to be in pajamas and whatnot because these people are going to be up for 8 hours starting at 9 o'clock at night on a fucking Thursday.
That's insane.
And then so you got that. Then you got the shoppers that are doing this and shopping. Shopping has become...
And the real victim of the whole thing, I got to say though, and having worked many, many years in retail, the employees are the real victims of this whole thing. And here's why. And this is the shittiest thing anybody can do if you're an employer. And they all do it. They all say it, and it's just, it really boils my blood when I hear, because I hear every year it comes around this time and somebody makes a complaint, and I'm like, if you don't work on Thanksgiving or Black Friday, you're fired.
You can't do that.
The problem is, they're saying this to all, 16, 18-year-olds who have their first job. They don't want to get fired for any reason, let alone something as stupid as that. And it's like, just lie. If you can't man up enough and just say I'm not working, I can't work that day, I have other commitments, I have family commitments, etc., whatever, say you're going out of state.
But I don't think they can lawfully do that, can they?
I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. I know that back when I was in retail, I've heard the term hire at will, fire at will for Massachusetts. So I think there's a possibility they can fire you for no reason, just based on state law.
That can't.
No, I'm dead serious.
No. I know what you're saying, but I'm just thinking to myself, that can't be true, because I know a lot of people that probably could be fired, and it's like,
well, that's just
it.
But I mean, the problem, and the reason most people don't use that is, of course, I mean, you fire somebody, that means you have to hire somebody else and then train them and get them, and then make sure they work out.
Oh yeah, but
the devil is better than the devil you don't type of situation.
Right, but I just don't see that you can do with part-timers. I don't think you can do that.
I believe they can, and I think it's one of those things that they can get away with it as long as it's not reported.
Right.
As long as it doesn't get high enough wherever that needs to go. I don't know, Better Business Bureau, I don't know who, but I think it's just an idle threat, basically. And most customer service in retail are young enough and inexperienced in the workplace enough that they believe that shit. And you just see that, and people are just fucking miserable.
I used to, when I was in retail, I was security. I used to volunteer for that day. Because you wouldn't believe the shoplifters on Black Friday. Oh, absolutely.
That store would open, and I'd stand next to the leather coats just waiting for somebody to come over. Oh, it was so fun chasing those fucking pricks. It was awesome. I used to love Black Friday.
Now, okay, can you touch those people?
Technically?
Okay, yeah, that's what I was...
Is it? It's specifically written in the rules that you may not have any contact with anyone at any time.
Right.
Now, did we? I've been well out of that job way past the statute of limitations. We fucked some people up.
Really? Now I know that my buddy told me, he was working and people would steal stuff from the store, and legally he could follow them all the way up to their car.
Yep, you can follow them
but you can't touch them at all. And
legally, yes.
And you call the cops, and the cops don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
But
legally, you could follow them. You could follow them to the moon. I followed a guy down Route 1 once just because I was bored and he was running. He didn't want to stop at his car because he didn't want us to get his plate.
Right.
So he just kept going. It was Square One Mall in Saugus, and he was walking down Route 1, and I'm like, all right, I had nothing better to do, so I'm walking behind him. I made myself known right away who I was, and he just keeps looking back. And I was making comments. I'm like, oh, I'm coming to get you, something like that. And he just, he'd shuffle a little bit further. And finally I got to Burger King and radioed back. I'm like, anybody want any lunch? I went to Burger King and let him fucking go. Because we knew what car was his.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah.
So it's pointless.
So yeah, I was just going to get Burger King. But I made a goof out of it because I figured he'd keep running.
That's pretty funny.
So we sat on his car until he came back. And then when he came back...
How long did it take him to go back?
We finished our meal on his trunk.
Oh, okay. No, but
we were
I'm
literally sitting on his car.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I was wondering if he waited until late night or...
Well, I mean, he walked back. He clearly kept going, and then he came back, and the second he came in sight, I popped my head back up, and he fucking ran again. It was wonderful. So I probably kept that guy out my entire shift. And then I went home. I didn't care. Because at the end of the day, it's not my money.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he ditched the fucking merchandise. So at that point, it was just, we were just having fun.
Yeah.
Because there was no reason to stop him, because we got our stuff back. We did our job. Now we're just literally killing time.
Wow.
But yeah, we had some fun. I did that for about 5 years, and we had some real stories.
See, I'm not big enough to work security.
You'd be surprised.
Oh, I've seen some of the rent-a-cops.
It has nothing to do with that. It's more because they're already in the wrong.
Oh, yeah.
They've stole, so they're already in the wrong. So all you have to do is reveal that you're a security, and they're going to run from you. It's wonderful.
So absurd.
It's wonderful. And if you feel like chasing them, you do it. There was one time I got he was a member of some Middle Eastern Navy or something. He told us his whole story, and he was stealing a whole shitload of like jogging pants and all kinds of athletic stuff.
Selling back home.
Something like that. Hawking them somewhere.
Levi's.
And we brought him in, and he was speaking very broken English, and we had called the cops. We were waiting for them. We had him handcuffed to the pole in the office, and we did. Well, you don't want, it's a very small confined space. You don't want an incident, so you cuff him to a pole. And again, not 100% of handcuffing is allowed, but we did it anyway, and the cops encouraged it because, again, you don't want an incident with these people.
Well,
there's a lot of junkies that were stealing shit.
But I'm sure in the cops' mind, safety first is probably the
absolutely
the top priority.
So we're sitting there, and after we got all his information and stuff, we're just waiting for the cops. So, we're shooting the shit with him, and he's offering us all kinds of money. He's like, please just take this, let me go, because, he didn't want to. It had something to do with, I guess, being deported.
Yeah, probably.
I guess his naval status, or whatever they call it over there, was in jeopardy if he got caught with this. And the guy I was working with, goes, well, in your country, what happens if you're caught stealing?
Chopping the hands.
And the guy puts his hand on the table and makes a chopping motion with his other hand.
Oh my God.
And I just happened to look beside me and saw a pair of bolt cutters. And I picked them up, and I opened them up, and I go, what do you think we're going to do, pal? Niagara Falls, Frankie Angel. His fucking tears came straight. Oh my God! Just lost his and I started laughing my ass off. It was wonderful. It was, we just had fun.
You're a sick and twisted individual.
Well, we would gear ourselves up by sitting in the office and watching DVDs of The Shield. So we were trying to be Vic Mackey on these people.
I'm thinking you're more like Pesci in what was it? Casino. With the head in the vice.
Frankie Dogs put his fucking head in the vice. I mean, you pop your fucking eyeball out. No, we were definitely more trying to be strike team in this.
God.
But just random shit like
that poor man
chasing people through a store with a hatchet. That happened. And again, we never really wanted to get physical with these people because, like I said, a lot of them were junkies, so you don't want to touch them too much. And
well, of course.
You don't want to catch anything. But the fear factor was amazing. You don't know.
Which is funny because as a kid, the only thing I think is, rent a cop. That's it. At mall security, you're rent a cop. You're not.
Yeah, see, this was the actual store's security team.
All
so
right.
we were dressed in plain clothes. We were in our sweats. We didn't have uniforms.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
We were completely.
I thought you were uniformed.
The most of a uniform we had was a little radio.
Yeah.
And that was it. So that was the only thing that gave us away. That and we were make complete asses of ourselves when we would chase somebody, and I mean it was fun, man.
You guys were like super troopers of the Cyrus
We really
Mall.
were, though. It's like you don't know that adrenaline rush until you see somebody utterly afraid of you because you're wielding a hatchet as you chase them through a department store.
See,
we were running through a Sears with a hatchet.
Now, if Paul Blart Mall Cop was like that, I would actually watch that movie.
That's why when I heard they were making, and they were actually filmed that up in the Burlington Mall.
Oh, they did.
And I had worked there probably about 6 months before they started filming that. I had stopped working there, and I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool concept. And then it came out, and it was terrible.
Oh, it's
because
awful.
I know the shit that we go through, but you know which one is a little bit closer. It's and nobody really seems to know the movie, but it's Observe and Report.
I know
with Seth Rogen.
Yes,
Seth Rogen and
what's her face?
Mia Savari.
Yes,
is the chick in it, and no, not Mia Savari. Anna Faris. Anna Faris.
Yeah, okay,
that's the one. Ray Liotta's also in it. Speaking of Goodfellas, and it's just if you haven't seen Observe and Report, absolutely go out, get it. I mean, you can pick up the DVD for like $4 at any Best Buy.
Well, it's all right. I'll just wait till Black Friday and get it for $2.
Exactly. There you go, $2. But yeah, that's a little bit closer on the lines of shit because it's more. There's a lot more shenanigans because it's an R-rated comedy.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of abuse of power, and there was one guy who was robbing all the stores and stuff, and it's like that was more along the lines of us. Paul Blart was actually like enjoyed being a security guard. Nobody enjoys that especially those bastards wearing the fucking polyester uniforms, riding the Segways. Oh, those fucking guys hate.
Yeah.
They were so jealous of us. They would always try to get in on our shit.
But there's always that one guy that loves it. There is probably that one guy.
That's the misconception. He doesn't love what he's doing, but he wants to be a cop so bad.
Right, but he just can't.
But he can't.
He can't get on the force.
We had guys that wanted, the cop wannabes that would try to get in with us, and they'd pull up, and they've already bought their own police interceptor. One guy came in with a fucking duty belt.
Oh my God!
I'm like, dude, we're not Batman, motherfucker. Take that off. A duty belt. I'm like, what are you gonna do?
What do you got? Shark repellent in there?
Seriously. It's like, and we had an office. Just the team we had was such a cool. I mean, we're all, most of us are still friends now. That type of thing, and we all got it. We knew we weren't saving the world. One of them actually is now a cop, but he had a good enough sense of humor about himself that he wasn't trying to play cop, because he actually had obviously a chance to become a cop. So he knew that this isn't police work. We don't need to use the police codes like 10-200, 10-100, 10-47. It's like, go fuck yourself. I'm over here. I'm doing this. Can you hear me now? Seriously.
He turned into a Verizon commercial.
Oh, terrible. But yeah, I mean, I could spend days just reminiscing. It's just so much fun.
It sounds great, but it's just.
But again, times they have changed, and I've heard that the job isn't what it used to be, and believe me, the store on a management level was not a fan of any of us.
Oh, I'm sure.
And they tried all the time to just completely get rid of all of us. But you can't get rid of an entire, and we were such, like I said, a tight-knit group.
And like you were saying before, with the whole hire and fire at will. It's like, what are you going to do? You're going to wipe out an entire security staff and then have to get
they ended
another...
up having to do that.
Really?
They ended up getting all of us in one fell swoop. And it was awesome. It was awesome.
Because you're almost like the Young Guns or something.
One of the big regrets in my life is that I didn't have some form of recording device in my interview.
Really?
When they were interrogating me, because you're being interrogated by dummies, but they're management, so they think they're saving the world. But it's like, dude, you got a GED. Okay, you're no smarter than I am.
Right.
So, it was excellent. I fucking sat down, threw my cowboy boots up on his desk. Spent 2 hours twisting this idiot into circles.
There you go.
Was awesome.
It was like a verbal tombstone.
It was awesome. Like I had just when he pulled me in, I had just gotten back a few days earlier I was in Europe. I was in Switzerland and Germany, and one of the first things he said, I saw him passing in the halls, and I knew, because I had gotten calls the night before that this shit was coming down, and you're going to be called in when you go to work tomorrow.
The evil empire.
So I saw him passing in the hall, and I saw that he wasn't ready. You could tell, because he's one of those guys that he needs I'm sure he reherses his speeches in the mirror type of thing.
So
throws out the catchphrases. Got you dead to rights, my man.
Yeah. So
all bets are off.
So it's like straight timid throughout the halls. You got maybe you see the hand, it's shaking a little bit.
Yeah. So he wasn't ready.
Sweat.
So of course I jumped at the opportunity. I'm like, hey, you want to talk to me? Well, well, yeah. He's like, well, can you meet me in the office in like 5 minutes? Like, go collect yourself.
You can just, in that instance, you can't say at 2 o'clock.
But he, one of the things he said was, he's like, I know you were in Switzerland. I'm like, yeah. He goes, I wanted to get you ready to go off the plane. I'm like, what are you, Elvis? You're going to stop a plane and pull a guy off? You're a regional manager for a Sears, douchebag. You have zero power.
There is no pull there.
You got nothing. Pull me off a plane. Suck my dick. You got nothing. You've got shit. And I basically was saying, do your worst. And they couldn't do shit. because none of us would roll.
But what's the worst? The worst is you're going to be fired.
Exactly.
Well, whatever. You can go pick up a job somewhere else.
And that was the best part because, it was all part-time for us. Every single one of us in the office was part-time, so we had nothing to lose, really. So it was all, and at that point, we knew we were all getting fired anyway.
Yeah.
We knew we didn't stand a chance of keeping our jobs, so why not have a little fun on the way out? First of all, nobody's going to rat. Except one person who we don't speak to anymore.
Of course, there's
one
always
person we don't speak to anymore, which is why we're all not working there. It only takes one.
Is that person still working there?
No, he got fired with us.
Oh.
See, that's just it. They promised fucking dummy the world.
It's never a reward for that guy.
You know what they promised him? They said he was going to get his own store. He was going to be a security manager in his own store. He got fired with the rest of us after he wrote out his little statement, which we all got to read. It was a very funny read. But because it was all stapled together, his was on top. And then everybody else's statement basically said, I, Mike Wendt, know nothing of any wrongdoing. And with a big X at the bottom and signed my name. And all of them read that way. I, so-and-so, know nothing of it. Because we all planned it. And his was the only one with, and they did this, and they were doing this, and they were doing this, and they were doing. It's like and he got fired with us.
Well, it serves him right, man.
It was hilarious.
Serves him right.
Hilarious. I had never enjoyed getting fired more in my life. I really hadn't. But like I said, I could do this for days, and we are pushing that time again.
We're out of time.
Before we wrap up, though, because it's topical, and next week, we're off next week because I'm going to be down in Disney.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So sorry, folks. Episode 4 will be in 2 weeks.
You weren't going to have a sit down interview with Mickey or something?
Hey, I could simulcast, babe. You be in here. I'll call in from Tomorrowland, ride in Space Mountain. Woo!
Take your Ric Flair back down to Florida.
But
topical.
Yeah, episode 4 will be in 2 weeks due to me enjoying some R&R in the happiest place on earth. But yeah, a little topical. The Twinkies. We have to talk about the Twinkies before we get out of here.
Oh, those. The
greatest con ever.
Those styrofoam logs of fake goodness.
It was hilarious. People spending hundreds, thousands of dollars on Twinkies, which I think basically saved the company.
Well, are they definitely? I know. The last thing I heard was they were getting a mediator to kind of weigh out the options.
Yeah, I mean, basically what I heard was somebody said somebody made the statement that they cannot go away, something along those lines, which means they're gonna find a way to save,
because it's an American institution or whatever.
Whatever. I mean, they're gonna somebody's gonna find a way to save them. I just loved the hysteria.
Oh, it was mass hysteria. It was. It was everywhere.
There were radio stations giving them away. They made a promotion out of it.
Even down here. I mean, downstairs. Just the entire.
There was a case.
The entire case was just strewn about. Whatever you want, take it. And it was like,
so
really?
silly.
Why are we getting so involved in this?
And the funny thing was, I'm not a fan. I think I had Twinkies as a kid, but it's just I find it utterly disgusting.
The last time I had a Twinkie, and it was probably 2 or 3 years ago. It's one of those things where you're driving for a while and you go, maybe you stopped at a gas station and you kind of just glanced over everything there, and then you go and you pay for your gas or whatever. You get in the car and you're driving, and maybe you're getting a little hungrier, and you're maybe I should go to the gas station. All right, so you pull in and you're perusing around. What should I eat? I literally just in my head for some reason got this idea. I haven't had Twinkies in a long time. Let me try a Twinkie. So I walk into the gas station, and I walk up to your big Hostess display that's in every single friggin' place in America.
Sure.
And
like you said, it's an institution.
It is. And so I walk up there and I look at the package. I pick it up, and I go, I don't remember them being this pale before. So either I picked up a Twinkie package that had been created, in the days of the first George W. Bush or George Bush Sr. Presidential run.
Well, supposedly they were able to survive a nuclear holocaust or something.
Well, it's the cockroaches, Keith Richards, Lemmy, and Twinkies.
Right. They'll survive. I don't know how edible they'll be, but they'll be around.
Right. I mean,
same with Keith and Lemmy.
It's not like you're gonna get any sustenance from them anyway. Right. So, but I pick them up and okay, I'll do this, and they're $2 or whatever. So pick up a thing of Twinkies, get out. Immediately just like open up the package and I just take a bite and I go,
why did I do this?
It's one of those.
I immediately regret this decision.
It's like it's so quick how
you definitely didn't proofread that decision in your head before doing it.
No, it's like I equate it to watching porn.
Mm-hmm.
When you're watching porn, you think to yourself before you watch porn, oh, I'm gonna watch porn. You watch porn, it's like, oh yeah, I'm so happy I'm watching this. Minute it's over, it's like regret.
I hope nobody finds out about this. I hope nobody. I feel awful. I feel like a deviant. I hope nobody finds out.
I can't believe, and you almost feel like I gotta go say a Hail Mary or something. Like I gotta get the hell out of here.
Shower and say a couple of prayers.
Yeah, it's like the crying game. You're just in there and you're just in tears, just showering everywhere. That is what I felt like after I bit into a Twinkie.
Yeah,
it's disgusting. It's so, and everything else, a snowball. Gross.
Any of them. The only one I don't terribly mind, and it's really like if I'm starving, I won't mind them, is those coffee cakes. But you told me they were Drake's anyway.
Drake's
so
coffee
it's
cakes.
not even Hostess. But I mean, again,
between that, it's Drake's or it's Little Debbie's, and that's it.
Either way, but Little Debbie's, the oatmeal.
Yeah,
the oatmeal cream ones.
Yep.
Those are good.
Those are good, but when I was a kid, like Swiss rolls, like I was like Swiss rolls for some reason.
But again, it's one of those things. I go through phases where it's I'll eat it for months and then I won't have it for 6 years.
Totally, and I'm the same way. But now, just remembering how that and when you eat something, and it just sticks in your head how bad it. Like anytime I think of Twinkies, it's like right in the back of my throat, like just gnawing at the gums and
spongy,
skin,
gooey.
And I just no, I can't do it. And so now, forever and more, I personally, Hostess, that thing came up, I didn't give a shit. I didn't care. And then of course, every single post was about that on Facebook.
Yep.
But then to hear that, it's being saved. And I jokingly said to someone, hey, if they save the audio industry, they're going to save Hostess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, it's like the perfect con job.
It's a great marketing move.
Every business wishes they could have done that and had that same reaction. McDonald's will probably have that someday.
Absolutely.
It's going to be the fast food chain.
Imagine the run on Big Macs and shit. People would be freezing them. If they said McDonald's was going out of business like next week,
I'll tell you right now,
they would have record numbers.
One of the biggest ones would be if they came back with like the McRib or something. One of those
comes around every year though.
I know, but like one of those specialty sandwiches where they, it was like the big to do.
Sure.
But they said we're never doing it again.
You know which one?
And if they came back in like 3 years, and it's like, wow, that was really smart. I would
absolutely have to go out and get one if they brought it back, and they never have.
The Doritos tacos.
Oh, fuck that shit. The McBLT or McDLT.
McDLT.
But they would have to do it right. They would have to put it in the fucking styrofoam container, split in the middle.
Oh, wow.
The cool side on one side, the hot side on the other.
I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Yep.
I think I only had one of those.
I had a
between
few.
that and they had a couple other weird menu items. Like they had a lot of bacon.
I remember those. Yeah. I mean, it was
like the
it was a McDonald's burger with basically a BLT in it.
Yeah.
And it was excellent. First of all, okay. But I remember I had them. It had to be the late 80s.
You literally could have just like left that out. Untouched, not even refrigerated. It'd still be good right now.
Absolutely.
You can still eat it right now. That's how terrible that shit is, but it tastes so good at the time.
And it was definitely, it had to be like the late 80s. Of course, it had to be because they were still using styrofoam.
I think they used styrofoam all the way up to like mid 90s.
But it was I remember at least one of the times I got it is in the North Shore Mall. back before it was classy. Back when I'm dead serious. Those malls down in the North Shore were dingy places for a while, but it was back in the North Shore Mall around Christmas time because they had the Christmas setup thing with all the little dolls and all the statues and stuff.
You don't know if that was Christmas. That could have been September.
Absolutely not. Because I know that they've moved that thing. It's still around, and I would have to take the time to Google and find out where it is. But the Christmas display from the North Shore Mall is still around, and I remember that distinctly.
Oh, really? Oh.
And it used to be when Toys R Us was in the North Shore Mall. That's how far back I go with the McDLT.
Before Toys R Us were able to strike out on their own. Before Toys R Us and KB Toys always had like adjacent storefronts, and you could almost see them like just battling. Like throughout, when everyone else left the mall, like maybe there was a giant war and they started lining up like GI Joes.
It was like
to fight each other.
The Small Soldiers movie, basically taking place in every mall.
Wow, that'd be awesome.
But yeah, that's how far back me and the
McDLT. I haven't thought about that.
That'd be excellent, but they have to do it right, and they wouldn't do it. You know damn well they'd never bring back styrofoam.
No, because everything's health conscious now. Are you kidding me?
I loved it. It had that cool side, and like it mattered.
No, it didn't
matter. It mattered
because no matter what, you basically just pile them. You just
you're just gonna smash it together anyway. But it was such a fucking gimmicky thing.
It's a great gimmick. It was a great gimmick.
Great. It was excellent. But yeah, I mean that's the type of shit that people go nuts about now. And it's the same. And it's the same thing.
It's nostalgia. If you attack nostalgia, people will react.
I mean it kind of goes back to what Rami did with Big Bird.
Yeah.
People went batshit over Big Bird.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with
the
throwaway joke in the debate.
Yeah.
And it was all anybody talked about in that debate.
That's what everyone looks for. It's just a soundbite. That's all it
whatever
is.
We can get trending.
Everything is a soundbite. Everything is trending. Everything is hashtagged.
Yep.
And Twinkies for the last week were the hashtag of the entire internet world, which is absurd.
Absolutely.
No one in their right mind that posted up about Twinkies has eaten a Twinkie. I would argue in the last 4 or 5 years.
My girlfriend actually said the day it happened, because I woke up, and after I do an overnight, I wake up probably between, depending on how tired I am, between 2 and 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So the news has already had its fill of the day, and now I'm kind of the last one to know everything. So I wake up and I have my coffee and I'm looking at my phone, and she's in the office, and I'm like, why is everybody posting about Twinkies? She goes, oh, they're going out of business. Blah, blah, blah. She's like, man, I'm gonna miss Twinkies. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Okay, first of all, thank you for telling me the news, but for the entire time I've known you, you've never once breathed the words Twinkie. Don't tell me you're gonna miss something you don't ever use.
Seriously.
And that's what. It's because it's just attaching yourself to a story is all it is.
Oh yeah, well, it's making you relevant to any conversation.
If you don't have a picture of Twinkies, or you're not doing some relevant Twinkie post, you're missing out on likes and possible retweets and all that. I'm dead serious. That's what it's about.
You're right.
It's attaching yourself. It's the same thing. Why every nobody that dies, every single person.
Oh, everyone's rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Throws the RIP up like they were his brother.
Right. When I'm sorry, but you have never either mentioned or cared for that individual. Yeah. I mean, the same thing happened with the Whitney Houston thing.
Yeah.
No one.
And that's
no
just
one cared.
And they treat those people like gods. Like
after the fact.
After the fact.
But before the
they were a punchline before that.
Yeah.
Up until the moment they were announced dead, they were a punchline.
Yep.
The second they die, they are an iconic god that you cannot joke about.
Absolutely.
I mean, laughter is the best medicine. Write that down, Billy.
You got it.
All right. So as we wrap up on this, another episode 3, done in the books.
This is not the Phantom Menace.
It's not the it's the Revenge of the Stache, I believe.
Revenge of the Stache. I like it.
You like that? And hopefully I'm going to get this up. We're recording now on Tuesday the 20th. I'm going to get this up. Try to get up tomorrow.
That'd be nice.
Since I'm going to be away. I'm trying to.
So we're going to have 2 shows up available.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. For some reason, I've been putting them up like a week after we record them, and I've been feeling like we do a little bit of topical shit that is almost old news by the time it's posted. So I'm
Yeah.
going to try to change it up and get it up
Well,
before Wednesday mornings.
And I give you all the credit because, you know, those of you listening on the interwebs, Mike does all the work. So this is Mike's show technically.
Well, thank you.
I'm just the color man. So yeah, I mean, dude, I fully support whatever.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to be getting them up
medium you
Wednesday
try.
mornings now as opposed to Tuesday mornings.
Yeah, cool.
The following week. And especially because I'm going away Thursday. I'm going away Thanksgiving morning, and I won't be back until like the following Thursday, I think. So episode 4, a new stash, will be up in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
It
Okay,
will not
cool.
be our regularly scheduled 1 week from now time.
And
It'll be
get-
up in 2 weeks.
And get ready for a lot of Disney praise in that week. Hopefully there's some huge death or something, some big newsworthy topic, so we don't have to talk about
I am
Disney.
going to do my best to get exclusive interviews with all the cast members.
with the girls that are dressed as Mickey Mouse.
Yes, yes. the awkward 16-year-old girls who are vacuum sealed into their costumes. That's what I was going for.
I thought you were gonna say something totally different.
Yeah, you knew where I was trying to go.
Okay, yeah,
I'm not trying to end blue anymore, Billy. I'm not trying to end blue.
Good. We can't
No,
work
they
blue
were
anymore.
they're
We can
all
only work
vacuum
red.
sealed, and if they, it's kind of like, to bring it back to episode 1, the Phantom Stash.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that scene in Showgirls. Where they're weighing all the girls, and if they're off by like a quarter of a pound, they're fucking shipped out.
Well, that was again to bring it back to Casino earlier today.
Yeah. The same thing. The Sam Rothstein All-Star Dancers. Love them.
She's like, get her off. No.
The Sam Rothstein Dancers.
Great.
What a great bit.
Hopefully, if this show ever takes off, we can get dancers. That'd be fun.
I would absolutely love that. I've always wanted an all-star dance troupe. Absolutely.
The Stachettes.
But of course, they would have to be called the Chuck Sheen All-Star Dancers.
Oh, if you want, okay, we'll do the Chuck Sheen.
Absolutely.
I was gonna call them the Stachettes, but we'll
We're
do
naming
that.
every goddamn episode after your fucking mustache. Give me Chuck Sheen once. All right, folks, so we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you for listening. I'm Mike Wendt.
I'm Billy Finnegan.
See you later.
Thanks.